regretful will it be to know that your plan was a success all along, but your only problem was that you were not curious enough to go ahead and do something about it. It's hard for a winner to quit. That's all I'm trying to say.
You've been missing me. We got history written like a tattoo on my mind. All over your white dress like I'm red wine. Memories are fading and maybe that's why you've been missing me.
Hello, thank you so much for getting onto the M2Go podcast. This is our 6th episode of the motivation series, and to be honest with you, I'm excited to come onto your screens and share things that motivate me, things that makes me achieve, things that keeps me going. And I'm sure that by the end of this podcast, you would have learned a thing or two. Okay, so look, if you've watched my previous 5 episodes, you would realize one thing. I talk about money, I talk about risk, I talk about money management, I talk about how literally to be able to, manage your risk or why you should risk. I've done a few episodes that I would recommend you go watch, probably share to your friends and your family. Anyone who you think is a good person, who you want to achieve something in life. So we go to our 6th episode today. Today's episode is very different. It's not even a little, it's very different because today I go into the depth of why I realize I'm different, why I know that I'm a winner, why I know that I can make $1 billion in the split of a second. And this is a feeling that you get to know as a winner, you get to know as a different person. So we come to the topic for today's episode. 3 things that winners know within themselves that they don't talk about. 3 things that winners know in themselves that they don't even talk about it. It's just a part of who they are. We don't say it, but it is a part of us. So I'm going to share this, and the hopes of sharing is to make sure that you get to know that you can learn to be a winner by listening to me, by listening to other motivational speakers, by listening to people who have achieved, people who have gotten from an A to a B. Such people, by listening to that, you will be able to achieve. So let's go. Number 1. Okay, so number 1. A winner would rather die, D-I-E, a winner would rather die than quit. This is intrinsic in the mind or in the blood of anybody who has that gene of success, right? It's inevitable for a winner to keep going even if all the odds are against them. And I learned this because I didn't know at first, but I got to know this. Whenever I had the biggest challenge of my life, that is where my highest motivation kicked in. At a point in my life, it depended, my whole existence, my existence, not even my success, my existence depended on a decision whether I move forward or I quit, and then I just call it quit, even on life. Yes, it's that vibe, because I lost everything. I lost my investments, lost my place of abode, lost everything except my mind. I hope you are with me. So it got to that time that it's either I choose to go ahead and have the courage to pursue harder and defeat my failures, or I literally quit and die. And if I talk about dying in this sense, it has nothing to do with metaphorical sense of dying. You understand? This is like literally dying because my life was at stake in my journey of success. You understand? I wouldn't have a place to live. I wouldn't have a business to run, I already have money to eat. Basically, that is dying, and eventually you're going to cease to exist. So every winner knows this. Every winner has been through this, and that's what makes them winners. Why? Because they chose to make a decision even though it was against every possibility of living. And I say this in most humility, not that I have overachieved, but by knowing that my existence and my success had a link together, it gave me more ideas and more. It helped me become more vigilant. So, number one, you have to choose either to go ahead in your life or to prosper, or to make that decision that's going to turn your life around, or decide to quit. Quitting almost feels like dying to a winner, right? There's a level of perseverance that keeps people going, and this varies according to different people. There are some people that have less tolerance of adversity. They, once they see that things are just not going their way, it's quit, man. It's either relaxation or quit, right? But a winner goes through that, and it's seared into our brains that there's a goal that we have to hit at any cost, even if it entails our lives. That's why I say that a winner would rather die than quit. A winner would jump over a 20 feet a 20 feet gap just to get to the other side. Or rather, a winner is going to find a way to get from 1 feet to 20 feet. He's going to find a way. They are so empowered to get to the end result. So that's number one. Number two, a winner has an ability that is different. And this is two. They have an ability called malleability of thoughts. Malleability of thoughts. And I'm going to go into details for all of you to understand. Malleability of thoughts simply means that you are able to transform your thoughts from A to B depending on the circumstance you find yourself. You understand? So you could be in a fix, in a very difficult situation, but the people say you are between a rock and a hard place. A winner has that ability to rethink and find a way around this problem. You understand? So it's almost evident that challenges are inevitable in our lives, right? So challenges are always everywhere. You might be deciding one thing, A, and then you realize there are so many things impeding your progress, preventing you from going, making you feel like you're not going to reach where you want to be. You want to go, right? So a winner knows this. Because of that, you're able to find a way to assess future events, which I usually call ability to forecast, or as a kind of it's not a premonition, but it's able to get you into the future before it happens, and that forces you to make plans. If it happens, you're going to find a way and get out because you've made a plan for it. So this is it. That's number two. A winner has an ability to navigate through things that are unforeseen. And I wish you will find this in your blood, or you learn it somehow, right? Even in your own life, I'm sure somehow you found yourself in a situation that you didn't plan for. It always happens, and life brings it always, every time. So a winner, or somebody who is successful, finds their way around. So we go on to number three. Number three is a little bit how do I say, a little bit objective, but it is true and it's been tested. Everybody who achieves a lot has a sense of adventure. A sense of adventure. And if I say a sense of adventure, it doesn't mean you going through the forest and chasing lions or chasing bears and all of that. But there is this how do I call it? There is a hormone that gives you a sense of activeness. It's almost like it gets you up to go, right? It gives you that that feeling to go up and do something or search for something. That curiosity, that's the word I'm looking for. Curiosity. Curiosity is the word I'm looking for. Winners are always curious. They're always curious. They want to know what happened. They don't want to sit and wait for, oh come on, I didn't do this. Okay, so I didn't even know what would happen if I didn't do it, so I don't care. Winners always fuck around to find out. And that's an amazing phrase that I got to discover a few years ago, and it's so true. This sense of adventure helps energize or gives the energy, the fuel for a winner to keep going. He wants to find out, he wants to know what is there, he wants to, right? He wants to know what happens if he starts the business and he fails. What happens? You know, if he starts and succeeds, what happens? If he can't just sit around and wait for life to happen to them. They go and they do and they find out, because how boring would it be, or how regretful would it be to know that your plan was a success all along, that your only problem was that you were not curious enough to go ahead and do something about it. Yes, so that's the third point. I'm gonna make sure that this is brief, because I don't want to go further. I want to make everybody understand this. These are three big points that if you're able to get your head around, learn it, and be able to move forward, I promise you, you're going to see a difference in your life. One, winners would rather die than quit. Number two, winners have the malleability mindset, or the malleability thought process. They're able to weave their way around problems and challenges, right? And number three, which is the last one, which I just said, that winners have a sense of adventure. They want to know what happens, even if they lose. I'm so happy that this came to me earlier in life, and I've been able to navigate my way through and gotten to the stage of which I've gotten over it, and I'm so curious as fuck. I'm so energized to fuck around. I just want to know what happens, even if I lose. Right? It's so amazing, and it gives the thrill of the journey. It's like the energy of the hunt, and it gives you life, basically. Life has to have adventure, and that is my last point. Life has adventure. So I would want to advocate that anyone who watches this, you watching this, anyone who has been sharing this video, anyone, make sure that you know these 3 points and you adopt them. Make sure that you have a good concrete plan. Anything that you do, make sure you have a concrete plan. But try to fuck around to find it. Alright? So, thank you so much for watching Motivation to Go. This is a podcast that brings you the vibe, that brings you the energy to be able to know where you are going, to be able to help you get a lot of money, man. A lot of money. And as you watch this, I hope everything that you do becomes successful. Have a great day.
So I put in work. We're not gonna learn. Don't want it to be hurt.